y'all? Farmer Dre back at us on a beautiful day here on the farm. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to hit that notification icon whenever I do upload a video. I am in our warehouse here. I am actually getting ready for a farmer's market. I got to go to this afternoon. Isaac is going to help me out here. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about post-harvest on tomatoes, or what do I do with my tomatoes until I sell them. So this week is the week of 4th of July and tomato season is upon us. Last week we harvested 1,700 pounds. It was actually 1,680 pounds. We're gonna round up there a little bit, but it was a full pallet of those half bushel boxes. It was a lot of tomatoes on one pallet. So we harvested that total last week, and we sold a bunch at farmer's market on Saturday. But there's no way I can sell that many tomatoes at once, or get rid of them at once. I'm not a wholesaler, I am a retail, so I have to sell my tomatoes to the customers whenever we go to farmer's market here in the farm store. So the question is, what do I do with my tomatoes and how do I store them until we do sell them? So today I'm going to talk to you guys all about that. While I'm getting here ready at farmer's market, I'm going to talk to you guys what we do here on our farm and what I do to my tomatoes and how we store them and get rid of them at farmer's market. So the best and easiest way to store tomatoes after you get done picking them is just to leave them in your warehouse and let them sit until you get rid of them. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys here. So after we got done picking those 1,700 pounds last week, I had some help, so we went through them and graded them all. So here, these are all #1 tomatoes here, sitting in these boxes, and as you can see here, beautiful #1 tomatoes. Got some more yellows, this whole stack of Carolina Gold here, some more red deuce, and all that right there. There's a little bit of flies here because someone left 2 boxes of seconds out here. That someone was me on Saturday when I got back from the farmer's market. So this past weekend it was raining, so we didn't do too well at farmer's markets. Surprisingly, for a raining day we did pretty good, but I didn't sell as many tomatoes as I anticipated. But hopefully this weekend coming up will be 4th of July weekend. Hopefully we sell a lot of tomatoes and leading up to that. So because we have a lot of tomatoes to get rid of, and let me show you guys what I do with the rest of the tomatoes. Okay, so we're out here packing for farmer's market. So we bagged a bunch of peaches for Saturday. So since it rained on Saturday, we didn't sell them all. So we're gonna have to try to sell them this week here. So we're just gonna go through them, inspect them, make sure there's any soft peaches and bruised. Because after sitting that mark in the heat and for a couple of hours, then you start getting some indentions there. So that's no bueno right there. Just a few. I mean, there shouldn't be any soft ones in here. But if there is, we're just double checking them. We don't want any complaints from any of our customers, because that's one complaint too many. So ideally, if you can, and if you have the facilities to do this, just pick them and let them sit in your warehouse, just because if you do pick them and they're not 100% red, then they'll ripen up. And the variety, this is when variety selection comes in really, really handy. Just because if you're not able to sell them all at once, you can still harvest them and keep them for about 5 to 6 days and they will not go bad or soft on you. But red deuce is a really good variety at post-harvest. So it's not a heirloom variety where it gets really soft and you can't really store it that well. But the variety red deuce right here and some of the big Dinas, they're really good at keeping, if you keep them at cooler temperatures, they store really well. So this is what we're doing here with this pallet. There's probably 300 to 400 pounds of tomatoes here. So that's the plan here. We just stack them up in these half bushel boxes and just let them sit here until we sell them. So this is our tomatoes I am going to sell today and tomorrow. For the rest of the tomatoes, what we do here on our farm is we have 10-pound flats of tomatoes, or 10-pound flat boxes, so they hold 10 pounds of tomatoes, and then we put them in our walk-in cooler. Our walk-in cooler is about 40-something degrees, 45, 46 degrees. With tomatoes, if you store them in a cooler, 55 to 60 is ideal. And if you guys remember last year, I did store my tomatoes in this cooler here at 55 degrees, but my sisters are using this for the bakery this year, so I don't have an extra cooler to put them in, or an extra cold space to cool them in, and we cannot sell that many tomatoes in a few days. So the way we do it is we put them in these 10-pound flats, then we roll them in our cooler I'm gonna go ahead and show you this. This is where we have all the everything else in here. So I believe it's a 25 or something by 40 cooler. We got some fresh picked blueberries there, the peaches, and these are the tomatoes right here. So like I said, these 10-pound flats, and these will stay in here for a week plus. And you know, they're still staying here really good, real nice. But the thing about it, it's not really ideal for the tomatoes, just because you're not supposed to technically store them at colder temperatures. But we found out with Red Deuce, the flavor is still really good after you take them out of the cooler here. So it's not too bad, you know. So just one of those things where you gotta do what you gotta do. Everybody's operation is different. You know, these are put in here last week, and look at that. They're still real nice, real beautiful, and really good tomatoes yet still. So these are all the tomatoes we picked here last week. So these are the rest of them. So we put them in these 10-pound flats here, and we just keep them in here until we get rid of them or harvest the next batch of tomatoes. So hopefully by the time we harvest next time, these will all be gone here. So like I said, that is not ideal, but it is working for us. And then we did try a few boxes before we put the whole entire cart in there, just because we didn't want to put the entire a stack of tomatoes in there, those 2 carts in there, and then pull them out and the flavor's all gone. So we did try it, and you know, the flavor's still there. The tomatoes still stay nice and fresh, and they're staying at cooler temperatures. And like I said, these will be gone today and tomorrow, and then we will have the rest of those to sell by the weekend. But then we're harvesting again this next tomorrow or Thursday, I believe. So we'll have a lot more tomatoes coming on again. So tomato season is here, and hopefully we're able to get rid of them. And I know we do. I always get like this every year. You know, we have so many tomatoes, then I'm like, whoa, what are we gonna do with so many tomatoes? And then we get rid of all of them, you know, at farmers market and here in the farm store. Getting rid of tomatoes isn't that big of a deal here for us on our farm here. And if there is an extra amount of tomatoes, then we could just always call up a few guys and a few grocery stores that we work with the apple cider and whatnot that we can sell to. But you know, like I said, I get like this every year when tomato season is upon us. You know, we harvest so many, I'm like, oh man, what are we gonna do with so many tomatoes? But everything works out usually pretty good, and we're able to get, you know, able to sell all of them before any of them go bad too quick. And same thing with the number 2 tomatoes, we put them all in there. And on those, we got to be careful, because the number 2 tomatoes, the seconds, they get soft quicker, either because they have an insect hole or something like that in them. So those are the 2 methods of post-harvest here that we do on our farm here. Like I said, I wish we had a special tomato cooler, and eventually we will build one of those where, you know, it's a pretty big sized cooler where we could store, you know, carts or pallets of tomatoes at once. But for now, this is what we're working with, and it's all we got until we expand. We have plans to make that cooler bigger and make different rooms and different sections like that. But for this year, it's gonna work as, you know, it is gonna work. So we have no complaints about that. But anyways, I got Isaac here. He sees me filming and sits down and sits on his phone and TikToks or something. All right, got second tomatoes there. We already loaded up the truck here. Got tables, tent, the tomatoes, the peaches. We got Isaac with the blackberries here. We just picked these this morning. Fresh blackberries. So good. Oh, so good. You cannot beat it. Look at this. Alrighty, so we are ready to go to farmers market, and that's how we store our tomatoes here on our farm. Like I said, that's how we do it. It seems we're pretty good, and we're able to sell some farm fresh tomatoes. So this is gonna be it for today. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button if you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, hit that notification icon so you guys can be notified whenever I do upload a video. I want to say thanks for watching up to this point. Y'all have a good day. We will see you next time.